Pneumatic control valves use compressed instrument air to adjust the valve position in order to control one of the process variables in the unit. The valve is automated and controlled by control schemes and the process board operator.
It's important to keep in mind the difference between the valve position and the actual position. So the actual position is what percent open the valve actually is in that moment. Valve position is what position this valve will end up in when we lose instrument air. So this indicator right here is used to show what position the valve is in, what percent open is it in. The bottom notch is 0%, then 25, then 50, then 75, then 100%. Whatever that disc is lining up with is how much the valve is open. Right now, the position of this valve is 0% open, so it's fully closed.
This is an example of what a board operator would do in order to change the valve position from 0% to 25% open. Now let's watch the valve go to 25% open. As you can see, the disc now lines up with the 25% mark, so that lets you know it's 25% open. Now let's go from 25% open to 50% open. From 50% open to 75% open. Now from 75% open to 100% open. Then back down to 0.
Now let's talk about the fail position. The way you can identify the fail position of an automatic control valve is where your instrument air line enters your diaphragm. Our instrument air line on this valve enters the top of the diaphragm. When air comes in, it's going to push our diaphragm plate down. Our diaphragm plate is attached to the stem, which is attached to the plug, which is what is blocking flow or allowing flow. So when the diaphragm plate is down, the plug is down, the valve is closed. We know and understand now that instrument air is what's controlling this. When we say fail, we mean that our instrument air system failed, or our instrument air failed. If we lost instrument air, that spring right here is going to push the diaphragm plate up, because now there's no air pushing it down. So if the diaphragm plate goes up, then the stem goes up and the plug attached goes up. So if we lose air, which means it fails, the diaphragm plate's going to push back up and the valve would end up in its fail position. Well, if this is up, plug is up, valve is open, so this valve would fail open. To give you a better idea of this, currently our valve is closed. We know that it's going to fail open because our instrument air goes into the top. So if I